Hello once again. Today we're talking about energy transfer. But let's go over what you've done previously before we go on to what we have for today. Now we start with energetics of a reaction. That is where we got to know that heat can be transferred from a system to the surroundings. That is exothermic reaction, or from the surroundings to the system. We saw how their diagrams are drawn. And in our previous lesson, we got to know how to calculate energy changes using bond energies. Bond energy is just the energy used to break one mole of a certain bond. Today we're going on to energy transfer, as I stated earlier. Now let's start with heat from fuels. A fuel is a substance that can be used as a source of energy. A fuel is a substance that can be used as a source of energy. So here we see this crude, we see coal, we have the ones we get from the gas or filling stations. Now these fuels are burnt. That's how we get the energy inside them. We need to burn them. Okay, and then we saw that burning is an exothermic reaction. So as fuels are burnt, heat is released to the surroundings. Since heat is released in exothermic reactions, the heat released from burning fuels is used to power plants to create steam from water and turn turbines. Okay, turbines are just like generators. So here we heat the fuel, we burn the fuel, it will release the energy in it by producing heat, exothermic reaction. Now let's see the characteristics of a good fuel. Now we all need money in our pockets, so we are not going to spend so much money on fuel. So one, a fuel must be cheap. Okay, a good fuel must be cheap. It must be available in large quantities. It's just like having good food in a very small quantity. Okay, that is not enough. So if you have fuel in a very small quantity, no matter how good it is not a good fuel. It must be available in large quantities. Now, a good fuel must be liquid at room temperature. So comparing the solid fuel to the liquid fuels, a good fuel must be a liquid at room temperature, because more energy will be needed to break the bonds in the solids. Okay, that is why a good fuel must be liquid at room temperature. A good fuel must also produce a large amount of energy. You cannot take fuel, burn the fuel, and then get just a little amount of energy from that. That will be just a nuisance. And then lastly, a good fuel must produce less polluting gases. Okay, a good fuel must produce less polluting gases.